Welcome back, garden gnomes, to another rainy afternoon in my backyard. We've got about 10-15 minutes or so until it starts up again. I know I'm not the only person that's been dealing with the rain this spring and early part of the summer, but I would rather have it than not have it. However, it has worked against me a little bit. I was out of town for about 3 weeks and my garden has suffered. There is a lot of weeding to do. I have tomato plants that are falling over and I have corn that the squirrels planted for me. I have a lot to accomplish in the next 10 or 15 minutes before it starts raining again. But as usual, we'll start with a look around, all the stuff that I have not planted, all the stuff that I have planted, and I have one very big surprise. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Okay, so pardon the mess, but that's what I'm out here to accomplish today, kind of get all this whipped into shape. These tomatoes I planted, I think in early March. I really wanted to get a head start on those because the last couple of years I was harvesting very late. These went to Florida with me for 2 weeks and did really well in the sun there, but you can see they are desperate to get out of their little peat pots. I have scarlet runner and orca bush beans over here, and as you can see, this guy is more than ready to be put somewhere. A couple of things I picked up at Home Depot that I was doing some research on. This is salvia. We're going to cover that in a different episode. But the one thing I will say, I bought this a month ago, and it's just been here, you know, doing its thing. So pretty impressed with that, actually. These are zinnias that never got planted that I started from seed. Some assorted cucumbers, and I have a cucuzzi squash over here. The only problem is everything lost their tags. I don't know what any of these actually are, and I won't know until they mature. So they're kind of like a baby plant bingo. And you know what? I have the same problem with these. All these tomatoes are different varieties. I make these cute little homemade tags, but they're not infallible. They don't last forever, and most of them end up getting lost. So over here we've got our 4 o'clocks, and these are either a sweet banana or a sweet bell pepper. You guys are starting to kind of see the trend here. I started with such good intentions this year, and now I'm behind and I don't know what anything is. I stuck these little tomatoes in to be helped by this itty-bitty tiny baby basil that I planted a month ago, and now you can see like the whole thing just needs to be lopped off because it's huge and it's starting to bolt. More mystery tomatoes over here. This one's actually doing really well. It's the biggest one I have, but it has to be propped up against that cage. I've got 1, 2, 3 smaller ones planted around it and some marigold. And these, all these little like double heart-shaped guys that are everywhere, those are volunteer morning glories that I have to get rid of. I've been battling them since last frost. I had morning glories. As a matter of fact, everything climbing this fence right here is a morning glory that I have to pull down. Don't plant morning glories, guys. You'll never get away from them. And this is the bed of mysteries. This corn is a seed corn variety that I give to the squirrels to keep them out of the garden. It's kind of my little offering. It's the deal we made. But they started planting it in my garden. A couple more over here. So I got to pull all that out. I have 1 volunteer potato. I've got some lemon balm that I thought was fully removed, and if you look down there, I have 1 volunteer carrot. And if I'm not mistaken, these are cucumbers, 1, 2, and 3 that I tried to grow last year. So, you know, part of me just wants to leave this bed to its own devices and see what comes out of it. Strawberries are actually doing pretty well, but I gotta get a net on them for the birds. Basically just been feeding the birds, lots of wonderful berries. They're very grateful. Our little trellis that we built does have a couple of scarlet runner beans working its way up. Not nearly as many as I planted, but you get what you get when you go out of town. And I have to pull everything out of this bed so that I can flower bomb it. I'm actually going to do that over here as well. This bed that's kind of disappeared, all this is going to get pulled out and flower bombed. And the cabbage 3. These are doing a lot better than I thought they would, and I planted 3 because I thought I would only end up with like 1 healthy one, so there's gonna come a point where I have to choose and sacrifice one or both of the others. They need some bottom leaves trimmed up. They're a little bit chewed on, but other than that, they're doing awesome. All right, I'll come back and weed this later. That pretty much just leaves our big surprise. So I thought I planted rainbow Swiss chard like I did last season, and I think I even mentioned in a previous video like a month or so ago about my rainbow Swiss chard. And then it didn't rainbow, and I was like, okay, maybe I planted romaine because I love romaine and I've grown that here too. And then it didn't really romaine either, so I was like, okay, what the heck did I do? Turnips. I did turnips, and it's just so par for the course this season that I would have no idea what I was growing here. Like I started with such good intentions this year. I started early. I had like all the earliest plantings. My garden was ahead of schedule, and then I left town and ended up with turnips. What do I know about turnips? Not a whole lot. I always try to grow something new that I've never grown before so that I have an excuse to learn about it. It kind of forces my hand, sort of thing. When I think of turnips, I think of turnip greens. They just don't usually, you know, they're usually, I know that you can trim the greens and eat them, and the turnip itself will still keep growing. So I can hack all these down, which is good news for me as a first-time turnip mom, because I have no idea what's going on at soil level. I can't really see like how big they are. I don't know. So we're gonna have to just mow all this down, and we're gonna use equipment because this snowball variety, it has a spiny leaf, and my inner arms and elbows already said no thank you, like when I first tried to, nope. Now apparently you can still eat these spiny leaves. The spiny part of the structure just kind of melts away in the cooking process. But these are way too large. These are going to be bitter. They've lost their flavor, so I'm going to compost them. But if the turnips underneath still need more time, whatever starts to shoot up, I can cut. Did I just hit myself with the spines? Can you guys see? Can you see it? Like, oh yeah, you can see it. Oh, here comes the rain. All right, we're gonna hustle. Double time. Oh wow. All right, first look. Check it out. All right, so these definitely don't need more time. I don't know why I just covered that back up. I'm gonna have to pick it. Oh, yep, okay, these are quite large. These ideally are harvested when they're about the size of a golf ball, so pretty little. I may have missed the boat on these, but we're gonna do with them what we can. It smells like cabbage, actually, like when you cut open a fresh head of cabbage. They must be in the same family. That is a lot of compost. All right, moment of truth. Let's see just how big these guys are. Wow. That is a good looking root crop. Also guys, I know, dang, it's really coming now. I know that you can hear a dog crying in the background. That's Brutus, he's my neighbor's dog. He really, really hates the rain, even though he is undercover, and I can't really yell at him and comfort him because he's deaf, so I'm so sorry. You'll just have to bear with it. I'll try to put music over wherever I can. Neighbors. a few of these can actually keep growing, which is awesome because I would love to have some turnip greens. Some of them are like, I can probably replant this one. Some of them are itty bitty, and some of them are huge, so I think we're just gonna let those keep on turniping. Thank you guys so much for joining me, especially in the rain, but I mean, let's be honest, what's more fun than digging up something new in the rain? It's summer, this feels amazing. I'm not mad, ain't nothing gonna bring me down. As always, you can find exclusive content on my Patreon channel. A lot of what I do wouldn't be possible without you guys' love and support. We do a lot of charity, especially for the people who have been affected by the floods as far back as Hurricane Helene in the Carolinas. If that's something you want to be involved in, my Patreon channel is a surefire way to do it. Been a lot of poor weather in a lot of places lately. We're doing what we can. While you guys check that out, I'm gonna go wash my snowballs and edit this video.